Welcome back to Beards and Brews. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and ring that bell so you know when we have another one brewing. Fellas, this week's movie is going to be Independence Day. And what better way to celebrate than cold cocking the shit out of an alien? That's
Yep.
quote Will Smith. What'd you think?
Well, we've actually been doing a lot of kind of bad movies lately, so I think it's really good that we finally broke through and, we're talking about a good movie this time, unless there are other opinions on that.
Cold my ass. He's dead. Fuck you. Yeah. Uh, this movie has some great things in it, and then it has some other things that as soon as it happens, you go, why is this even in this fucking movie?
I get that. I think I'll be the middleman in this conversation because for the first 40 minutes, I was just like, oh no, this is not as good as I remember. But then I had that sweet release of just like, wait, this is just fucking schlock. Whatever. Take me away. I don't mind.
Yeah, I think this is sort of like one of the quintessential 90s blockbuster films where you kind of have to have a little schlock, but it's mixed in between, your action adventure, a little bit of thriller, a little bit of horror elements in there, and a little bit of just sort of like a comedic foil. You got to have it all, or else it's not a blockbuster, right?
Yeah. Well, I think what this movie does better than Godzilla, both directed by Roland Emmerich, is that this movie just feels like, I can't believe I'm saying this about Independence Day, it doesn't take itself as seriously, if that makes sense. Like, this is just a really big budget B movie.
I'm right on board with that. Once Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith are a team, this movie's fucking great.
Yeah, because the movie stands still for a minute. Like, goddamn. The first third of this movie is just like, flash cut, move, 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 hurry! As much characters as possible, shove them all the fuck in! And you're just like, please stop.
Yeah, you're not wrong with that. Like, there are multiple times in my notes where I'm like, oh, hey, we're introduced to this character. Now we're introduced to this character. Now everybody's here. It's a good time, but there are like 17 main characters.
Yeah. It's way too bloated that way, too. And I feel like the movie kind of suffers in the runtime. It's like 2.5 hours. I don't remember this movie being that long, but it is.
Yeah, I didn't remember it being this long either, but like thinking about it, big summer blockbuster, Roland Emmerich, that's kind of par for the course, right?
But here we are, July 2nd, and we have a beautiful moon model and some shit about peace for mankind.
Oh yeah. Let's knock this out of the way. This movie
For sure.
is drenched in Americanism. Goodness gracious, this is the most patriotic movie about kicking alien ass I've ever seen. And this movie doesn't shy away from it. Like, it just starts with Richard Nixon just being like, oh, whatever I said about the moon, not a crook.
Yeah. And you've even got like General Dad from the Wonder Years coming in. Like, he's the first person you really see. Yeah, it's the dad from the Wonder Years. And he's like, yeah, there's this thing out there. It's, we don't know what it is. It's not a meteor, but it's slowing down. But it's big.
Oh. Well, it was picked up by some random nerds in the desert. I guess they were helmed by the librarian from The Mummy, and he's like, "Why you guys gotta wake me up like that?"
You got to put some respect on SETI. Like, I was thrilled that SETI was just mentioned in this movie, like a movie this big budget, and I'm glad they got at least a little shout out there.
It's like they cast the same exact people that they used as the volcanologists in Dante's Peak.
Well, the movie doesn't even spend a whole lot of time with these fellas. They listen to Ron Popeil, SETI and Forgetti, because Zoom, next bit.
Next bit, we're introduced to President Bill Pullman, whatever you want to call him. President...
No, you can say it. President Lone Star!
And his wife, Donnie Darko's mom.
But of course, everybody's going about their business, all the hustle and bustle of just being president. Oh man, your approval rating's real low, sir. He's like, fuck him.
Yeah, the newspapers, they're an affront to America. No one says that.
He was talking about how his, whatever she is, like his press secretary or something.
I think press secretary is what she is.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, you're too young to compromise. What the fuck is she even on about?
I don't know. I think the movie was trying to make it seem like, this guy is trying to operate outside modern politics. He's trying to just be like a no-nonsense kind of fella. And I don't know. It doesn't work. None of this fucking matters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The next thing that matters is we're introduced to Jeff Goldblum and his father, Judd Hirsch.
Oh, my God.
playing chess in the park. Father and son. That's just an introduction. Boom, there they are. They play chess, and they're very Jewish.
Yeah, like can I get the like I really want Judd Hirsch to say Schlemiel for my like ringtone. It's fucking satisfying.
Oh,
Can we get a cameo from Judd Hirsch? Just like, hey, happy birthday, you schlemiel.
But just the way I know it's like super, super indicative of like almost like a Jewish trope, but the way he treats Jeff Goldblum as a son, I'm just like, you know what? He's the best part of this movie because he's legitimately wearing him out.
Both of those two, in my opinion, great. That if they're in a scene, if they're doing their thing, I'm having a good time.
the car bit with them is their best moment. He's just
yeah.
fucking dogging him so hard.
We'll get to that, but my favorite line from that is like that goes like, "Oh, why are you in such a hurry? You think that Washington's not going to be there when we get there?" You know, just like such a dad thing to say.
He just glances over like, "Fucking yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Come on."
Did you guys like how the spaceship flies through, I guess, the moon's orbit or whatever, gets super close to the Earth and a satellite's going towards it? Whenever that happened, all I could think was, holy shit, it's that same evil planet from Fifth Element and it's about to call Zord.
Oh, yeah. But unfortunately, no, it's just like, you know, ruins everybody's HBO subscription. That's about it.
Yeah, like for the first, I don't know, every time before this that I've watched this movie, I thought, oh, Jeff Goldblum, he's some kind of a, you know, brainy scientist fellow. Didn't actually realize he's legitimately like a cable repair guy in this.
Yeah, so all that roasting that he got from his pop in the car was pretty much justified.
Yeah, we find out he went to MIT. He's absolutely brilliant, you know, genius, but he works for Comcast or whatever. But he does, you know, he works with the satellites, so he figures out that there's some kind of a code going on between the satellites and the mothership or something.
That's absolutely correct. But can we discuss for a moment how nobody saw this fucking thing coming? Like, this thing was literally right next to Earth before people looked up and be like, oh shit, an alien.
Dude, they literally say, hey, there's something going to enter the Earth's orbit in 24 minutes.
Yeah.
And they can't look up and fucking see it? I can see the moon, and this thing is fucking huge.
Yeah, they do say it's 1/4 the size of the moon.
There's no way to miss it.
But no, that's the mothership. Now that I'm thinking about it, is 1/4 the size of the moon. All the little satellite ships are like city-sized.
Mm-hmm. And like for those listening, you're probably thinking like, "Wow, they're blowing through all this really quickly." No, the movie's fucking throwing everything at us at once. Like the first, I don't know, 20 minutes, just like pow, 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 info, like one thing after another. Because like the chess game they reference, they have to put the pieces in the right place.
I like it.
So the next thing that we have is we're actually introduced to Randy Quaid, Cousin Eddie, and his trailer park boys. Lives in a trailer park. And I know all three of his kids from somewhere.
I just thought they were just like off-brand What's Eating Gilbert Grape. You just have like not Johnny Depp and not Leo DiCaprio.
Oh, you kind of do. But you got the oldest one, who is Frank, also from Donnie Darko. You got the youngest kid, Lex, from Detroit Rock City. That's the one that doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
And then the daughter was actually the daughter from Mrs. Doubtfire.
Hello.
They just grabbed up everybody who had been in something and were like, get in this fucking movie.
A bunch of character actors for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much of that. Like these flash cuts to introduce the people, it's seriously one of the worst parts of this, just because they make that same sound effect, this whoosh.
It's super annoying and super like juvenile too. Like just as a filmmaker, I'm just like, okay, things kind of need to cruise along, but like you already have my attention. I'm watching the movie. I don't need to hear like the fucking Predator sound in my fucking ear every 2 seconds just to go from New York to DC.
Or do you?
Oh, stupid.
It just says the Batman one, the no.
I would prefer it. Fuck it. It's just Jeff Goldblum's face.
Yeah, but let's skip through this a little bit more. Randy Quaid is a drunk, and he's a what is he, a crop duster, and he's just a drunk.
Yeah, he's piss poor drunk all the time. No one has respect for him. He gets shit from his kids constantly. He gets shit from his quote unquote friends or whatever, which is kind of the best part.
Are those his friends? Because I just think they're like townies.
Either or
is a good word.
Yeah. They're just like guys that know him. They know that he has claimed, some odd years ago to have been abducted by aliens, and they like to insinuate that he was abused sexually.
Sexually.
And you're just
Yes.
like, ugh. They just wanted to see how clean he was.
Ugh.
Oh. They're going to
Every
use their
time.
little silver reflective eyes to just watch themselves do it.
Oh, fuck. Neuralizing. Now.
Yes.
Oh, man. Well, with that set, the ships are so fucking close. They start to break up in their, like, little mini destroyers. They move around the world, and of course, the U.S. government's just like, I don't fucking know, guys. What do we do around here?
Maybe they're bringing us presents. Presents from outer space? That sounds awesome.
Oh, man, you know what? That sounds real dumb, but, like, I can definitely see people just, like, camping under those fucking things and just waiting for E.T. to roll out and give them a high five.
Oh, 100%. It also reminded me of District 9, if you've
Oh,
seen
man.
that.
Great movie, yeah.
So the way they actually entered the atmosphere is super fucking cool. It's almost like something out of the Bible. The clouds are rolling back. There's like fire swirling inside of it, light emanating from within, these dark curls of like storm looking shit. It's fucking cool looking.
That is
Yeah.
something I was going to bring up. I wrote down, this shit looks really cool when it's like coming, just like breaking into the atmosphere and you see the smoke and the fire. The effects look really legit here.
Now, this may or may not blow your mind, but all of that was practical. There you go.
Hmm. Okay.
Hence why it looks so good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant. Like the missus and I were watching together, and even she was just like, "Wow, that's fucking insane. If I saw that, I would shit my pants." I'm like, "Yeah, honey, me too."
Yeah, but the government's like, all right, we're going to DEFCON 3. There's like 25 ships or whatever. They're moving in. There's a bunch of sightings. Our TV signals are scrambled, so I can't even watch Sanford and Son. Come the fuck on.
They say, hey, Lone Star, you got to get the fuck out of here. We got to get you to safety so we have working government. He goes, no. You take the vice president and the cabinets and you go. You take 2 out of 3 of the branches of this government. That ain't bad.
Very bad.
Beautiful. At first, they don't try anything like reckless, and they like try to do some kind of like peaceful communication. So they send up like a $30 million light bright. They go up there and beep boop at them a little bit, and they're just like, "What the fuck, Gazap? You're dead."
Yeah, it's a
That was the
helicopter
same
that
shit.
they mount like a light on to communicate in binary or something, and
Yeah,
the
like,
ship
what
is
were-
just like, no.
Yeah, like what kind of like fucking language were they trying to like communicate? They're just like left flash, right flash, both flash. They got it.
What's this fucking lightning bug doing out here? Let's swat it.
It's almost like that little miscommunication bit from Team America World Police, where like that guy was like, it's me," and the guy's just like, "What is he trying to say?" It looks like he's trying to say, kiss me." Oh, that smart ass motherfucker.
That smug bastard. And they just fucking start shooting missiles at him. Just-
Yeah.
Yeah, the next thing we know, these things start coming down and like covering up all the major cities. We got one in New York, one in LA,
Mhm.
one in DC, and those are the only cities that really matter because that's where our main characters are. And I
Yeah.
realize that we haven't even talked about any of the characters in LA yet because they have yet to appear. We're like 40 minutes into this movie and none of our LA characters are here yet.
And there we go. A wild Will Smith appears. Wowee.
Jim West is sleepy AF.
And he's like really begrudgingly and woken up by this kid whose head is just so big. I had a real hard time just not looking at it.
But, there's a rumble from the aliens. And, it being LA, they're just thinking, oh, it's an earthquake. I see that room shake. And she says, it's not even a 4-pointer. I have been in a 4-point earthquake. And it shook less than that.
They were just trying to make it seem like, those LA fellas,
Yeah.
they just get that all the time. But like,
Yeah.
can we, all right, this whole scene is kind of whatever. But
Yeah.
like, can we discuss how stupid Will Smith seems in this scene? Because like, okay, they're having like a family moment. They're getting up. Will's on vacation from the military, yada yada. They love each other. But he walks outside with horse blinders as everybody is freaking the fuck out, running down the street, packing up, about to leave town, and he just steps on something like, Scuba Steve, damn you, and starts reading his newspaper.
There's literally no way for him not to have seen this. Like, when the camera finally does reveal that there's a giant fucking spaceship, It's taking up the entire horizon.
Yeah, it's blocking out the sun, which is a hard thing and a noticeable thing to do in LA. Like if I walked outside at like 11 a.m. and the sun was just blocked out by something, I'd probably notice.
Yeah. It's laughable because even the movie follows a really fake helicopter as it pans down to the horizon. It's just like all of it. Just the whole sky. Alien thing.
I mean, his wife or his girlfriend, fiance, whatever, played by Vivica A. Fox, she walks out and is like, hey, why haven't you brought in the newspaper yet? Hey, what's wrong? Hey, oh, it's that. No, what's that?
Just so blasé.
The next thing I have written down is, hey, there's a Fruitopia machine.
Bro,
Is this whenever we cut back to Goldblum?
Yeah, this is in Goldblum's office. They have a Fruitopia machine, and that brings back some memories.
This is also the bit where we like see Jeff's boss or coworker, who's played by gravelly voice man.
Yeah, he's just like kind of faintly gay Wayne Knight.
It's that classic voice you've heard from every grandma that smokes the, oh, what are you doing here, sweetheart?
Oh man, he's basically like the male version of that old lady from Beetlejuice, just in hell taking tickets.
Oh, yeah, social service worker.
And yeah, he's super flamboyant. He's like, "Oh, Dave, you know, I've got to call my mom. Aren't you watching the television? This is crazy."
Ma! Hey, Ma!
No. I haven't been watching the television. I've been life finding a way to break this code. It turns out they're checkmating.
That little scene alone made me giggle because like, it's like, aren't you? Fuck, that's Arnold. Never mind. Like, aren't you watching the television? Like, aren't you like aware of the situation? And like the whole wall of TVs behind him just turned into Bill Pullman's face, just so he could watch to see what happens.
Yeah, we find out that David, Jeff Goldblum's character, has sort of cracked the code somehow, and it's repeating and sort of disappearing. So there is a finite period of time before this code disappears. What happens when it disappears? Who knows?
Checkmate.
Yeah, checkmate. Yeah, but that's what we have. The next thing we know, David is contacting his ex-wife, who just happens to work in the White House.
Yeah, like Captain Convenience all the way. This is just pretty ridiculous. Like, he straight up just calling her in the White House and just be like, honey, life has found a way. Please leave.
And she promptly tells him, as one probably should, to fuck right off. He doesn't even get like a chance. Hey, there's a literal countdown that I found inside of the satellite signal. We're all gonna die. And she's like, go eat a dick.
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense.
So, of course, his next move is, hey, we have to drive from New York, where we are, to D.C., where she is. There is 6 hours left on our little countdown. It takes 3.5 hours to get to New York, or to get to DC normally. So in all this chaotic traffic, we're all gonna die. But Judd Hirsch, I need you to reprise your role as Alex Rieger in Taxi and do some driving.
Reference. I enjoyed that. And of course, you know, Jeff Goldblum, or Sexy Jeff, ropes his pops into just driving all the way there. And he's just like, you don't even have a driver's license. That's why you're driving. And he's just like, oh, I am. Okay, I am. I'm gonna roast you for the next 3 hours. Hey.
Yeah, there's just some comical Jewish arguing that ensues.
Oh man, can that please be in the closed captions? Just comical Jewish arguing.
They are going at each other in such a fun way, though. He even makes Jeff Goldblum laugh twice during this, and I'm in my headcanon. I want to say that he was just spitballing, and they left it in.
Oh, there's a couple times. Like, I don't know if it's because we watched the special edition or whatever it was called. But there are some bits in here where I'm just like, there is no way this was written. Not a damn way.
Oh, yeah?
Especially like when they finally get into the Oval Office stuff, and he's just like, can you believe it? All the famous people that were here, Elvis Presley, whatever. Now it's me. and then
Hey.
Jeff Goldblum retorts. He's like, yeah, oh, poor little me, an immigrant in the White House. Fucking rubbing him the wrong way.
Next thing we know, Will's back at the old base down at El Toro. He's a Marine, if we left that out. So he's called back out, and because shit's going down. We meet his best friend, Harry Connick Jr.
Oh wow, codename Dead Meat. Because God, this movie has the pleasure of just like putting this guy on a pedestal, and you just have that feeling in your gut, like, man, this guy is gonna die horribly.
He's gonna die real bad and real quick too.
So, spoilers. The fucking way they build him up so fast. He's like down on the knee with the gag proposal with the ring he got from Will Smith. And then he's in a briefing, like laying his head on him and acting up like, it's high school class and not being sent away to be exploded. But regardless, they make sure that you know that they are the best of friends. Maverick and
Right.
Goose, 110%.
Absolutely.
The best of the best of the best, sir. With honor.
With honors.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we get a little bit more of Will, or I guess his lady friend's backstory. She's a stripper, got a friend that's really super horny for the aliens and is super excited for them.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I don't remember her name. She's just like 90s alt girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's just who she is. It doesn't matter. She's gonna die real soon too.
Real, sir.
I got really confused at this because Will Smith's girlfriend is at work stripping while aliens have just arrived on the planet. And I was thinking, what the fuck would honestly be open if an alien just tore into the atmosphere and was like, here I am? Would I have to go to work? It made me sit there and really think about that a little bit.
Well, the movie kind of plays it in an awkward way, too, because, like, she's doing her thing, she's dancing, and, like, nobody's paying attention to her. Everybody's crowded around the TV to see what's going on, and she's still going through her motions.
Oh, yeah, they're those 110% regulars, too. The guys that sit at the bar with a cigar, and they're tipping all fives, no matter who's up there.
They're just all named Carl. Just is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just say Smith or something. It don't matter. None of this matters.
But Jeff Goldblum, he's tracking his ex-wife with some little thing from Ghostbusters that he sits on top of the hood.
Yeah, it's super creepy because, like, like he was like, I can legitimately see her exact location anywhere in this property because she has a cell phone. He calls her again. He's like, hey, hun, can you look out the window of the White House? And she's like, what the fuck? And does. And just him and Judd Hirsch just, hey, how's it going? We're being creepers.
Yeah.
Let us in the White House. And she does.
Yeah.
Like, I know this movie has to get somewhere, but man, the way it's going is just fucking ridiculous. It's just so much convenience.
Can we get somewhere? Because we're not very far into this movie, and not a whole lot of fun stuff has happened yet.
No,
Agreed.
but we're getting there.
Now we get Goldblum and his big speech with his father about how he, at one point in time, punched the president. And it's another one of those good, like, fun father-son moments to where he can't leave it alone. He's like, you punched the president?
Well, he wasn't the president at the time,
Yeah.
But he never hears anything beyond that, though. He's just, even after he's even explained 3 times the president's present in the room and everything, he's like, you punched the president?
Well, I guess what had happened was he had, his wife, and he suspected his wife was cheating on him with the president, who was not the president at the time. And I don't know, he punched him. I get it.
And it does kind of like set him up as like a super dick because, his wife was just trying to start this career in politics and stuff while he was busy being a cable guy. He just like immediately assumes like, oh, you're fucking him. Bam.
I mean, we still don't know that she wasn't.
Did you listen to the verbiage, though? That also got me. She says, he punched him in the head.
In the head, yeah.
So,
like right in the side? Like, what are we talking? Like, did he not see it coming? Like, he pulled like a kidney just with a haymaker?
You know what I mean? Like one of those dick moves where somebody's sitting at a desk and somebody just comes up and punches you in the side of the head.
Like, he's just like, ow, dick.
What the fuck? He says, you sleeping with my wife. Oh, and then just Napoleon Dynamite ran away.
You got me in the ear.
Oh, shit. Anyways, he tells the president that it's a countdown. The president's like, okay, we're out of here. And they're out of there. But you know who's not out of there? All the people having a rooftop party. There's a gigantic blue anus that opens up and just prolapses all over them.
Oh, goodness.
I also have it down as the anus of the machine, or the anus of the
anus of the machine. That's my new band name, by the way.
It's Space Anus.
Space Anus.
Space Anus.
But you got Vivica's stripper friend up there. She's got a sign and everything, like it's fucking Monday Night Raw, and they're partying up on. They're partying up on, what is that, U.S. Bank Tower in L.A. Sure. It's a good time. They're like, welcome, my dudes, and they just get annihilated. All of those fucking wackadoos up there just get obliterated.
Jim Ryan.
I had such an eye roll at that moment because, like, the space anus opens up, it's all blue and whatnot, and she's like, "Wow, so pretty." I was like, "You fucking deserve this."
Exactly. Then whenever they all get blown away, more to Chandler's point of the Monday Night Raw, Jim Ross is like, "Good God, they all had fans."
No, they didn't. That's why they're up there.
Oh, that's
Okay,
a good
you're
point.
right.
But like, let's take a moment to go over how fucking incredible the special effects are in the next 10 seconds because they are infinitely amazing.
Yeah, the scale models being blown to hell with this blue light and fireball, it looks cool as fuck. Anytime that you get to see these, well, especially this level of miniatures being created to be exploded in fun ways, it's always a fucking blast. And the only thing that's heartbreaking is a little bit later. I don't know if they just didn't want to have a scale model for everything, but when Vivica A. Fox is fleeing the town and everything's blowing up there, it just looks so bad.
Yeah, no, you're
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
writing down, like, this looks really cool. And then when I get down, this actually doesn't look great. Right when you're talking about when Vivica's trying to do her little escape up to El Toro,
Yeah.
and there's an explosion, she's in the tunnel, and you just see, like, this
Oh, Lord.
explosion waft through, and the dog is jumping in front of it through, like, into, like, the little restroom door that she's hiding in or whatever.
It's real bad.
It looks rough, guys.
Rough, I tell you, Boomer. That's his name, Rough.
Rough. Maybe I should have said DiMaggio.
The next little bit, though, is all the jets taken off, and Will Smith is leader of the Black Knights. So the men in jets, they go cruising in, and they got to do a couple barrel rolls, Fox.
Yeah, they do. And everybody's super hyped because, hey, how dare you wipe out all these American cities, you alien bastards. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, fuck you.
And they shoot missiles, but there's, guess what? A fucking force field. Duh.
Mhm.
Space people.
And
And one guy can't pull up.
that's what I was going to say. Like, there's always that one dude who just, like, shouldn't be here.
Mhm.
That's that guy. Like, everybody's like, oh, evasive maneuvers. He's like, I can't hold my hoagie and fly this fucking jet at the same time. Kaplow.
My hard
Yeah.
salami fell in my lap.
Hard.
Yeah, this was supposed to be when, the Black Aces or whatever they're called go up and, fire a bullet into E.T.'s ass or whatever. But instead, like, they are not successful in any capacity. They all die except for Will Smith.
Before we say they all die but Will Smith, let me just say this. Whenever E.T. decides to get quote-unquote rowdy and he comes flying out of the fucking mothership and they're all getting chased around, why in the fuck Jimmy, this guy that he's been built up as like his best friend and clearly they have the same level of training, but for whatever reason he goes, "Hey Will, we're in danger." He goes, "I know, what should we do?" He goes, "I'm gonna do something crazy." Wait, what? And it's like, what are you doing that's crazy? He's like, "I'm killing myself," and he just kills himself. He pulls away, takes off his mask, and just goes, "I can't."
Yeah, I don't know what really happened there aside from they all just died. There's a little chase going on. There's a pod racing scene. But
Yes.
everybody dies except for Will Smith, which he has the maneuverability to try and actually wreck one of these little... Like, okay, there's the big mothership, there's the city-sized ships, and now there's, like, little pods. Little, like
little alien bits.
Little single-unit ships. And he wrecked one of those.
Little Robo Crab Rangoons.
Yeah. I'm curious what you think about the whole geography of the situation, because they left from Los Angeles, California, and this whole dogfight between the alien and Will Smith happens in the Grand Canyon.
Is that supposed to be the Grand Canyon?
Yep. Well, he walks to Area 51 afterwards.
Yeah, it ends in Death Valley too. He crashes into it for some reason.
No, I don't think that's Death Valley. I think I was
It's the
thinking
Salt
in
Flats.
my head. Yeah, in my head, I was thinking that was somewhere in Nevada, which makes sense with the Grand Canyon. But I don't know.
The movie's got a movie.
But he doesn't walk to Area 51. He actually gets picked up by that caravan, with the trailer park boys.
Yeah.
He gets picked up by one of them, and they drive him into Area 51.
Oh, did we discuss that he punches an alien out cold and then smokes his stogie wherever he wants because he's ballsy and stuff?
No, it's one of the greatest lines in cinema history. You're correct. So, they both crash land. Will Smith is angry from a distance. He walks up to the alien pod or whatever, rips the fucking door off, and the alien's just like, "What up?" and he just fucking punches him. He just knocks him the fuck out. I'm like, what? And he fucking lands it with "Welcome to Earth."
Yep.
Or
Yep.
Perfect.
Absolute classic line.
Hero.
I love the level of plot armor that is given to Will Smith and his supernatural abilities. So later, this alien, mind you, isn't dead. It's out cold. They're going to try to experiment on it, and they end up having to shoot it. And bullets ricochet off of its body, and they can only shoot the soft, tender, secret alien inside. But he punches this exosuit so fucking hard that he is able to rattle the psionic brain of the creature nestled safely within.
Correct. And by the time he gets to Area 51, they get it settled like underneath where the vault and stuff was. He said it'd been out for 3 hours. That guy put that alien in a fucking coma.
Just bam, 3 fucking hours to an alien. Like, we don't even know we can concuss them bitches, but he did.
Oh, there's all kinds of that. Like, scooting towards like them finally getting to Area 51 and stuff.
Mhm.
All these scientists are fucking clueless, and it was annoying. You have fucking Data from Star
Yeah.
Trek Next Generation just like,
That was Dave.
Yep.
yeah, it was Brent
I
Spiner.
knew. I
And-
fucking knew. I was looking like, fuck, I know his face.
He's running around like the mad scientist, like, oh, Marty, you won't believe the aliens. And like they're just walking in with all this brand new information that they hadn't fucking found out in the 40 years that they had that alien ship, and you're just like, what are you doing? You're
They have a
worthless.
code? They have a code? What code? But yeah, you're right. Like, in order to meet at Area 51 and, have everything, we have a little conversation with the president, and he's like, oh no, there was never any ship that landed. There's no bodies at Area 51. Area 51 doesn't even exist. And then the Secretary of Defense is just like, well, that was a fucking lie.
Yes.
Like how he dropped it was real snide. He's just like, yeah, there's no fucking aliens, yada yada yada. And he's just like, what if there was?
Yeah. Yeah, so at this point, just about all of the main characters are right here at Area 51. This is where the movie starts, right, boys?
Finally.
Yes.
And I have to give the movie credit because, like, once the action starts, boy, it's actually super fun.
Yeah, it's going to take off exponentially. Like, as soon as Will Smith punches this fucking alien out cold,
That's
this
the
movie has
catalyst.
started. And you can just start chuckling, and the story keeps going. It's chugging along in its own little way, and you can even tune that shit out. But man, the fucking schlocky fun and I guess the newfound freedom these actors have to just do whatever they want really works like from now on.
We have Jeff Goldblum there. One of those lines that I was talking about earlier, I don't remember if it was pre-cast or when we were actually recording, but we were talking about how there's a few lines that get delivered in a way where you're like, did they mean to do that, or did they just forget their line a little bit? I don't know. Either way, it works. We've got Jeff Goldblum talking to Bill Pullman, and Goldblum is supposed to be like working with the scientist, trying to figure things out with the code and whatever. Bill Pullman pulls out this line, "Let's see if you're really as smart as we all hope you are."
And Jeff Goldblum shoots back a look like, I'm going to punch this guy in the fucking
Yeah.
head.
Just
a line.
right above the ear.
That's a line that makes me want to punch him in the head. Like, it works. It works for what it is, but come on.
So Jim West shows up and he's bringing him a fresh one.
Oh, yeah, can we just like briefly just go over how he got entry into Area 51? No clearance, no extra like entourage except for like the, parade of rednecks behind him. He's like, hey, you got clearance? He's like, all right, I got clearance. Take a look at this. They're like, oh God, what the fuck is that? Get in there.
Like if someone came up there with just a weird shaved animal, and some good taxidermy skills, would be like, oh my God, take it in there.
That guy was so taken aback though. Like he like consulted with his buddies. Like, did you see that? It was fucking gross.
I've got this
It had
manatee.
nipples on its face.
I've got this manatee that I've butterflied open. Yeah, no, you can go. You can go. That's cool enough.
God.
He's like, don't even explain it. It ruins the intrigue.
Yeah.
But now here we are. The gang's all here. They're all mingling and such. Will Smith's there. He's like, I'm a fucking badass hero. And he's like, oh, you sure are. And the movie starts to do that thing where it jumps around for a minute. This is the last time it really kind of does it in an annoying way. And Will Smith gets some bad news. Data takes the alien down and is just immediately semi-dissecting it without, movie's got a movie, whatever. I won't dig too deep.
No, I agree with you on that one. Like, they go through all this stuff. They don't even sedate the thing. They just, like, plop it on a slab and start cutting into it.
Yeah.
I assumed that it had been sedated, but maybe just not enough. This is honestly one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. One of my most memorable scenes. And honestly, like, this is, from beginning to end, this scene is a horror scene. It's kind of out of place, but I love it.
It's good. The special effects for the little alien creature are fucking awesome. I love the eyeballs. Holy shit.
Yeah, those intergalactic aviators, they have, like, permanently in their head.
But yeah, they start to dissect it, and, you just start to see, they show a close-up of his little paw, and it starts to curl up a little bit. And they go in a little bit more, and there's a sort of a little jump scare when his flaps open up a little bit. I don't know how to describe it.
This is labia majora right here. See, that's when it comes apart.
That's his face labia right there.
This is not Predator.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but the next thing you know, there's this loud, like, high-pitched squeal that debilitates everyone, and, his claws starts to curl a little bit more. He gets up and starts to wreak havoc. Shit happens. There's smoke and sparks.
I feel like if this were a legitimate B movie, this is where, like, the ad roll would start like, stay tuned for the results of Attack of the Space Cat.
Well, speaking of space cats, I'm about to be attacked by one right now.
Oh no, Tres Diablos Gatos en las pantalones.
But space instead of pants.
Yes, in my space pantalones.
What I've got here today is from our friends right down the road at Paperback Brewing Company out of Glendale, California. This is Attack of the Space Cats. It's a hazy IPA, 6.6% alcohol by volume. It's very green smelling, lemony. Not a whole lot of like mango or anything like that. It is hazy, but it's not super hazy. But there's a lot of like that citrusy overtones, a lot of green hoppiness. It's very aromatic. The main thing that I get is a lot of lemon, but not in like an overwhelming or bad way. It's not like an artificial lemon. It's like lemon with a lot of those vegetal green floral notes. It's actually really good. It's not super bitter, not super sweet. It's a good, well-balanced IPA, and it's for something labeled a hazy IPA, it's kind of a welcome change.
Well, that's lovely, because I know something that's quite good. And it's the fucking ability of Will Smith to find his wife, or soon-to-be wife, in an entire destroyed city instantaneously.
Yep, that's exactly right. The power of love gifted to this man to steal a helicopter from Area 51, fly all the way to what's left of Los Angeles, and immediately pinpoint where Vivica A. Fox and her buddies are, just hanging out around a bonfire.
Well, that's not exactly true. Vivica actually stole a truck back a little ways ago and was on her way to El Toro. So that's where Will Smith found her, was at El Toro.
Oh, okay.
So that's where Vivica was hanging out with, First Lady Mom from Donnie Darko and a couple of other random dudes. But the First Lady's been banged up a little bit in that explosion. She didn't get to hide in a bathroom or maintenance room or whatever. So she got a little bit banged up. She was there chilling, having a little cup of tea or whatever.
Like, hey, First Lady, what you doing over there? I don't know, bleeding.
Will Smith grabs all them up, and in the meantime, shit is going down. So
it's about damn time.
Yeah. The little alien guy, he's like, takes control of Dr. Brainfuckler, and the president and his posse roll in. The guy that helps Gary Busey in Predator 2 is there, and he's got a gun. He's like, I'll shoot that bitch. He's like, smoke that bitch.
Yeah, that guy was actually pretty badass, too, because, like, the general's like, sir, is this glass bulletproof? Click, click. Sure ain't. Boom, 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 boom.
But no, the creepiest part of this is you've got his tentacle, the alien's tentacle, wrapped around the throat of Data, the scientist, and he's speaking through him, I guess, and we're trying to communicate between the two species. This is the first attempt at communication, and the president's like, we can negotiate a truce. Can there be a peace between us?
Then Jack Black runs out in the middle of nowhere like, oh, and gets zapped in the belly.
Juicy!
Oh.
To more Chandler's point, it's really cool to have the performances put in by people like Bill Pullman and Will Smith with his little quips, and then you have Jeff Goldblum just being Jeff Goldblum. The opportunity for this alien, this life form from another planet, to say something, to like communicate some great message, or at least have like a really cool line. It's like, can we have peace? And he's like, nope, no peace. What do you want? Die. And you're like, come on, man.
Oh
Like,
Yeah.
man, what is that, like X-Men the arcade? Time for die.
No, that line is straight up chilling to me. What is it you want us to do? Die.
And then you realize the alien had no control. It's just Brent Spiner being Vegeta.
oh,
He's just tired of
trying to-
being locked in at Area 51 for 40 years.
Yeah.
This was all his master plan. Like the aliens, like trying to get him to communicate. It's using him to try to be like a puppet, and it's saying, "Hey, say these things," but he won't. He's just making up his own shit.
He just turns into that voodoo doctor guy.
I want you to die, but I also demand that the Smiths reunite at Lollapalooza.
That's very specific, Mr. Alien. We'll see what we can do.
The next thing that I have is that, like, the president finds out what they're actually doing. I guess he sees the alien's thoughts when he's emitting this
Oh, yeah,
high-pitched squeal, and it's like, what they're doing, they're sucking up all the natural resources of all of these planets, and we're next. If we don't do something, we're going to be annihilated, so let's nuke the bastards.
Oh, yeah. And they blow up Houston. I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So was
Dude.
that nuke named Bobby Brown?
No,
No big loss.
fuck. That nuke
Oh,
is
I
like
get it.
instant, though. As soon as it hits, it's just an instant apocalyptic landscape.
It was so instant, like, as soon as the flash went away, like, I was expecting to hear, like, I don't want to set the world on fire by the ink spots. It's like, oh, shit, just, like, instant fallout.
Yes, 100% that, or like a cutaway to the fucking Sarah Connor shaking the fence, getting turned into a skeleton.
Yeah. And, like, this sends Jeff Goldblum on, like, this alcoholic binge or whatever. He starts kicking around recycling bins and whatever, and he's having a bad time. And, like,
No kidding.
who better to console him than Judd Hirsch just coming up like, hey, my boy, you're fucking stupid right now. Stop it.
By the way, I love that they're just allowed to roam about Area 51 just to be themselves. Just like, hey, I'm going to get drunk. I don't know where this bottle of rum came from, but I'm going to get drunk and kick shit in Area 51 unsupervised completely.
Yeah.
It was like he was in a school cafeteria just throwing a fit.
They don't even have Fruitopia here.
Oh,
That's the real
brought it
crime.
back.
Oh, yeah. What do you want from us, Mr. Alien? Fruitopia.
It's just the fucking heavy-handed product placement.
Oh, fuck. It's evolution. Oh, no. I need to buy some Head and Shoulders, fellas.
You got to. It's the only thing that can save the world.
Anyway, so you mentioned it that Will drops down on El Toro, meets his wife, they kiss, all's good. They meet, they fly First Lady and Will's Vivica Fox. They fly them back to Area 51. First Lady gets to go to a hospital because she's been banged up a little bit, and she'll be okay, right?
Not.
Wrong.
She wasn't doing anything for the movie anyway. Go back to Darko.
She's there to die. They're like, this is the president's wife. You won't see her again until she's dead.
Nope.
Yeah, like they try to really heavy-handedly put on like the sad. Like he walks out of the room, she just passed away. He's trying to keep it together, sits next to his daughter, and she's just like, "Did mommy go to sleep?" And I was like, really half expecting him to be like, "No, she fucking died."
He's like, listen, this movie's really heavy-handed about family, so I'm just going to use you again at the very end of this film. That's it.
That sounded very much like Vin Diesel talking about family.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, and all of a sudden, Vin Diesel's family shows up.
Oh, Lord. Anyways, fucking mom dies, and you're supposed to, like, feel sad. No.
No.
And guess what? We're here. It's the 4th of July.
And boy, does President Lone Star give an immaculate speech to the old boys, just putting together what they can to get like this new Air Force together.
Yeah, we actually find out again through Jeff Goldblum's character, because he's, I guess, by far the smartest person in this movie. I don't know. He finds out that there's a way to shut down the shields, and that's what you have to do if you want to get them.
And just to boil it down, how does he do it? He hacks in. That's it. He hacks them.
He's a hacker.
I guess. You know, I'll tell you one thing without a doubt. The only thing I'm sure of through this whole movie, Jeff Goldblum does not pay for cable.
Okay.
No way.
He has all the channels.
So they decide, hey, what we got to do is shoot tiny itty bitty missiles at them as soon as we drop the shields. That's going to be very important to remember.
I guess.
Very small, tiny missiles. Not the fucking nukes, just tiny missiles.
Hashtag Fox 2.
Fox 2. Fucking teamwork via Morse code. We cut to, what is it, Saudi Arabia? And he's
Iraq.
like, oh, is it Iraq?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is, because like the little text thing at the bottom has like no location. It's just like northern desert? Something
Question mark?
Yeah.
Nondescript sandy area.
Exactly.
And there's some maybe British people there, and they're like, oh, they're using Morse code, by Jove, we're going to attack.
Yeah, I think another thing that it does kind of heavy-handedly is it kind of tries a little bit too hard to make sure they push us all toward like all countries are united now. We're fighting against this common cause. Because you see, you know, in the desert of Iraq, there's British soldiers and Israeli soldiers and Japanese soldiers, and they're getting these signals via Morse code, you know, something that the aliens can't understand, I guess.
One love, man.
I guess.
Even the Jamaicans are weaponizing their bobsleds.
Yeah, they just fucking fire them up there and there's smoke pouring out.
But, okay, they've got a plan now. They just need pilots. It's just that, you know, all of their pilots have already died.
Yeah.
So what do? They grab drunkards and children to pilot these.
Like, they really lowered their expectations for this. They're like, hey, does anybody have any flight experience? Anything? Just crop dusters, RC pilots. Have you played Battlefield 3 and flown a helicopter? Anybody? Just,
I've got 20 hours logged on Flight Simulator.
For Windows 95.
Promote that man to captain.
Immediately.
And of course, we get Cousin Eddie just embarrassing himself. He's just like, oh, I was in Nam and I flew and came home, became a crop duster. And I just gotta point out, those aliens put something in my diddle hole.
Oh my god. It's like AA. He's so used to AA that he thinks it's like an AA meeting. He's like, hi, my name's Randy Quaid. I used to be a pilot in Vietnam and I was diddled by aliens.
That's almost what's his name, diabetes guy.
Yeah, oh man, one time I was diddled by aliens and I struck my wife. Then I realized I wasn't married. So who the hell am I here?
So real quick before we get to the grand finale, you know, as you get on Independence Day, we got Will Smith decided, you know, he just wants to, just in case he wants to marry his fiance. They're getting married right there at Area 51. And just at the last moment, you see David and his ex-wife, you know, they start showing some eyes to each other and eventually they hold hands.
Oh, I can't believe that Will Smith married a stripper that cheated on him and to disclose that information on live television.
Oh, no. Shit just got real. Quote
Wait,
Bad
what?
Boys.
Anyway, this is the next thing we get, the president's big speech. I feel like this is one of the more well-known presidential speeches out there. I don't know. I've seen this speech everywhere.
Can I see that, like, engraved somewhere? You get, like, the Gettysburg Address. You got the FDR speech from when we got attacked by Pearl Harbor. And then just, like, Lone Star's Independence Day speech. Like, we will not go out in the night.
Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
I do not like green eggs and ham. No, I don't, Sam, I am.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Of course, that gets the buddies all riled up. All the Winnebago buddies. And they just hop in their fighter jets and just like, yeehaw, man.
Yeah, they get in their Eagle 5s and fucking take off.
Like, briefly, the president's sergeant or general or whatever, the 5-star general, I don't know what he's called. Just want to discuss briefly how he's in love with the president. Every line that he has, he's like, sir, I can't let you do this. And the president's like, no, I have to be here, you know? Like, these are my people. I must fight with them. He's like, fuck, okay.
I want to make sure that the viewers and listeners at home realize that this general is in fact not Al Pacino.
He's like, "Huh, Bobby, what are you doing?
Meanwhile, the counter, the foil to him is the Secretary of Defense, who I'm pretty sure is like, I know him as the dad from something, but I can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's like the dad from Searching for Bobby Fischer or one of those 90s movies. I don't know. Anyway, he gets fucking fired real quick because he just wants to nuke everything.
Yeah,
And,
he
like,
does.
And I thought that he was going to get shot. Like, he's already in Area 51. He's out of a job. He no longer has the clearance that he needs to be there. I thought that general guy was just about to smoke him.
But no,
I'll
he
fucking
gets
kill him
into
for
that.
You. Tell me you want him dead, and I'll fucking kill him for you.
Yeah.
But no, instead he gets into that little like Jewish prayer circle with Judd Hirsch.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine. It's quaint.
Well, he tries to get out. He's like, wait a minute, I'm not Jewish. And Judd Hirsch is like, that's okay. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, it's a great line.
Ew. And we get sexy Jeffsy, and he's like in his Top Gun regalia, and man, oh man, is he looking fly. Wink.
Yeah. Oh.
He's gross again.
Yeah, if we haven't put the full plan down on pen and paper, basically the idea is Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum are going to fly this old ass, busted ass spaceship that they got back at Roswell. They're going to fly that into the mothership, implant a virus, and then I guess there's a nuke involved. And then they're going to fly out.
Yeah. Then that's the plan. We fly up, hack the aliens, and drop a bomb out in 30 seconds. And everybody's just like, you know what? That's a genius plan. Can we have some more time? Oh, no, never mind. You don't need it.
Starring Vin Diesel and The Rock.
Oh,
Fast
no.
17. Space Fast.
I think if we're going Gone in 60s or Gone in 30 seconds, we need a little Bruce Willis, right? Well,
Oh
Angelina
my
Jolie.
God. Way man.
That's Nick Cage.
Is that Nick Cage?
It is.
Yeah,
Nick
you're
Cage.
thinking of Armageddon. Goodness, man, we're
I-
all over the place.
I am
You're all
not
over the
thinking of
place.
Armageddon because I've never seen that movie. I have seen Gone in 60 Seconds, but I was like 15 at the time.
So now Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum are handing out cigars like, we're going to do this. And Jeff opens his laptop and it's like, good morning, Hal.
What a fucking nerd.
Like, I know this is like a buddy moment between Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum at this time, but like he opens his laptop up and Will Smith just looks over and is like, huh, we're fucking toast.
You got any games on that?
He's like, what is that? Is that Bang Bus?
Oh no, he hacks into like the alien hard drive or whatever and gets all this fucking intergalactic porn.
Ooh.
Oh, it's just like two fucking floating jellyfish just going at it.
Oh man, no, that's a good joke. Like, if he opened the laptop and you don't see what's on the screen, you just hear like, and it's just like, oh my god.
That would have been a good one. Fucking, but everyone's loading up in the jets. And who do we got? Randy goddamn Quaid. And he almost launches a missile immediately.
Okay, that's really, really dumb. Let's put that out there. This jet's not idiot proof, but like, there's like a little phone pad there, and he's just like, oh, you know what? I can fucking eat 6 7. Oh shit! I'm gonna blow up everything.
Not Jenny!
Jenny.
Jenny, I've got your boom.
Oh. But yeah, like, everybody's all locked, loaded, and ready to fucking go. They're all in the air, including Cousin Eddie, the president, the whole lot. And they're waiting on the fellas in space to go ahead and hack in because that'll give them the drop on the aliens.
It will. But first we get a nice little process of docking where two penises.
That's definitely on that alien laptop.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
Space dick.
I'm going to put my tentacle inside your tentacle, and we're both going to nut.
Oh,
Wait a minute,
meanwhile,
that's
James
Apple.
Cameron's like, "Yeah-da-da-da-da."
Yep. Abada. So the fucking mothership starts pulling him in on autopilot. And he's like, I completely expected this. And they're like, oh shit, they're going to see us. Because apparently, whenever you're docking, there's a guy that sits in front of you eating his lunch and stares into your windshield.
He's like the parking attendant or whatever. He's just like chilling.
That's what he is. He's like, it's $3.50 to come back.
I was just thinking about him as like the crane guy working down at the docks. It's just like, yep, here's another one coming in. All right.
But everything goes to plan. Like, he hacks into the alien mainframe, drops the virus. The shields on Earth go down, but then they start acting all weird. They're like, okay, we've come to do our job. It is done. Let's drop the nuke and get out of here. And they start like wiggling the little driver stick, and the alien, the parking attendant's just like, wait a minute.
Why are they trying to leave? They're supposed to be happy here.
Oh no, it's like a Jonestown thing.
Don't you want to go to your home?
Are you too good for your home? Beep boop, answer me.
He just fucking taps into their intercom, yelling at him in alien gibberish.
Suck my white ass.
What?
That's Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. Okay, so they're trying to get loose and they can't, and he's like, "Oh well, I guess we're gonna have to smoke these cigars because we're gonna blow up."
The fat
And
lady is singing.
this is such a bullshit scene, and it broke my heart. Okay, I've been listening to Will Smith sing songs since I was a young lad, and one of his most famous lines is, "Cigars just for the look. I bite it. I don't light it."
Yep.
Will Smith lights and puffs on a cigar. And yes, he does puff. I watched in 3 scenes. It's just smoke rising from the cigar into his face, and you never see it in his mouth. And I went, okay, cool. He's actually sticking to that. And then in the next one, the 4th one, there he is, puffing on a cigar. And I was like, this lying motherfucker.
But does he
Oh,
inhale?
no.
Does
It
he
doesn't
inhale?
matter. He says he bites it. It's just for the look. If he's puffing, you're smoking.
You know, that's
This-
fine. He's about to die. He deserves to taste the sweet, sweet taste of tobacco. I don't know.
It's a fucking lie. It's all been a lie all these years.
Even the aliens upset. It's just a mess.
I'm sorry to have to break that to you. Not like this.
Oh,
And
fuck.
while that drama's going up in space, the shields are down. Everybody's getting their shots and everything. It's like, wow, we can actually blow shit up. Wow. They all blow their load, and it's like, man, I'm out of missiles. Anybody got one? He's like, yes, sir, I've got one. He's dead. Can't do that. And then Randy Quaid's like, hee-haw, I've got one. Yeehaw. He's like, all right, Mark, Fox 2. Wait a minute, hang on. Shit my pants. Let me try again. Fox 2. Oh no. It's stuck.
No, yep. There's a missile malfunction. I guess I've got no choice, but I don't know. The ship's about to ult.
And then in the background,
Yeah. That's pretty much what it is. Cousin Eddie runs in, drops his own self right down in the middle of this gigantic beam, and I guess all of that, I don't know, I'm just making up some science here. I guess all of that energy that is supposed to focus down on destroying Area 51 or whatever they're at, all comes down on Cousin Eddie and reflects back up into the big spaceship and just destroys it, just annihilates it all at one. Cousin Eddie's a hero.
yeah, well, he did that great military move called "No You."
Yeah.
Yes. Well, think about this too. They go, oh my God, he did it. Get on the horn and let everyone else know you need a drunk redneck to fly directly into the
Yeah.
space anus
Now,
and deliver his payload.
now that you say that, yeah, you kind of got a point. Now they just all have to have martyrs. You know?
Yeah. Every town needs one.
Oh, but he's like, tell my kids I disowned them. And flies off. Now
Meanwhile, the daughter's trying to get some dick over there. I don't know if you noticed
Oh
that.
man, dude, the guy or whatever her new boyfriend was so fucking clueless. He's like, "Oh, this might be our last night on Earth, and I don't want to die a virgin." And he's just like, "Yeah, well, I guess I'm dying a virgin too."
Yeah. I don't know what that scene was about. Maybe just don't put it in the movie.
Look, I have no recollection of this scene before, so I think this has to be like part of the special edition. It like adds nothing to anything.
Yeah, nothing.
Now, guess what? Fucking Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith decide that they're just going to shake the stick until they get loose.
Well, there's no shaking the stick. It's just like, hey, this ain't working. Let's just fire this nuke and
that's
fucking
right.
die.
And like, you know, they fire the missile, and like for some reason it like shorts out a system, and they get let go, and then the timer starts. You're like, uh-oh, action movie time.
Oh, I just assumed that like the jolt from firing this missile kind of loosened them. I assumed it was like a mechanical thing.
Nah, it's more thought than whatever the writers did for this movie. They're like, it just happens.
It doesn't
gotta get out
matter.
of there.
They're free. The nuke is going to explode in 30 seconds. We got to zoom the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they do.
And they do zoom, and it's some pretty cool zoom. And they're whipping through a ship to fly out into space, and it's got this, the classic almost Mayan temple cylindrical closing door thing going on, and they zip out the last second, Yahoo, and the mothership goes up. And this is the second time that I was actually irked by the special effects. Like,
Really?
the rest of the effects in this movie, except for on 2 occasions, are completely phenomenal. And then these 2 occasions, I just didn't care for. It's just a big blue fireball, and it looks terrible.
I think in this case, because it's all CG, like there's no practicality whatsoever. It's just like a big old blue zap.
I didn't have a problem with this scene. I did with the first one that we talked about. Yeah, that looked bad. I didn't have a problem with this one because it looks like, just a shock wave. It's not necessarily an explosion once you get out of the actual ship's presence. It's like a shock wave from the nuke. I don't know what that looks like, so I give it a pass.
Fair on both sides. The movie does a thing where, like, the blast went off and they lose communication, assumed dead, and everybody on Earth just has a big sad.
Everybody's fucking celebrating except for the 2 people that care about the 2 people that are up there.
Oh, dude, okay, you're right. Even, like, Randy Quaid's kid was just like, huh, all right, Dan.
Good for him.
Yeah, finally, he did something.
Yeah.
I don't have to fucking clean up his piss sheets anymore.
But,
shit,
right.
I just inherited an RV.
Dang.
Oh, fuck, he did. And a plane.
And a plane, yeah.
And it's a Winnebago.
Is he like a king for a few months?
Is it like ipso facto he's now Lone Star?
Oh, shit. I
Is that
think
how
you're
that
right. He's got a plane and an RV. If he hybrids them, he is Lone Star.
Are you trying to get that RV to fuck that plane?
Look. All I'm saying is that kid was sick, and you know what he did? He barfed.
Oh. You know who else barfed? Jeff Goldblum, because he gets air sick. And evidently space sick, too. That's a thing.
Oh, man.
It is what it is.
They return to Earth, and they're just there and walking super, super sexily.
There it is. I was waiting for it. I was like, I hope he says sexily, because they're just like sauntering across the salt flats, and like they're looking at each other and they're like, damn, we're hot as fuck.
We fucking did it. We're gonna get so much pussy.
Dude.
Like immediately.
Yeah.
Like it runs to them.
They got the pussy magnet.
Oh no.
While they're walking, the music choice here is all wrong. If they would have thrown in like some Right Said Fred or something like that, you'd be like, yes, I'm completely on board for this to be a really shitty cologne commercial.
No, they gotta have the pseudo uplifting patriotic orchestral swell and all that stuff. Oh shit, it sounds like Billy Madison.
Well, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Yeah, something ridiculous. And that's how we end the movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Everybody's all happy, all hugs. The aliens are fucking shit canned. The camera pans into the sky. You just see like a bunch of shit raining down from space, i.e., the mothership that exploded, and everybody's happy.
I promised you fireworks, kid.
Pats him on the basketball-sized head. Oh, fuck.
Oh man. Well, they don't talk about all the shit raining from the sky and how many people are in fact in the danger zone.
Collateral damage. That's all.
But yeah, it ends on kind of like a sappy note. You got the Happy 4th of July, Daddy, and then you got Jeff Goldblum getting a not bad from the president, who he, as we know, formerly punched in the head.
I mean,
ends pretty well.
Yeah, like it's everything's shipshape except for everybody who died, and they saved the day. That's what you do.
Also, a lot of people died. It's not just a few people. A lot of people died. Like a lot.
Well, seeing how happy everybody was at the end, mulligan.
Sure.
Final thoughts, fellas?
Honestly, this was a breath of fresh air compared to the last few movies that we watched. It's not perfect, but it's exactly what I want in a summer blockbuster. It's got all those elements that you want. It's a little long-winded, 2.5 hours. Maybe cut that back by like half an hour, and I would have no qualms with it at all. What more can I say? It's everything that I wanted.
Yeah, I agree for the most part. Yeah, like the first third of this movie is a little tough, a little overcooked. But the rest of the movie is just like a dumb good time, man. This is just like proud to be an American, punching the shit out of aliens, Data being a dick, good time. Like, everybody's just having a fun time. I'm having a fun time. The visual effects are stellar. Like, this is on par with, like, especially the destruction of New York and LA, on par with, like, the destruction of the Death Star. Like, this is iconic. This movie is a blast. Like, I mean, I kind of hated it at first, but man, turn your brain off and just have a good time.
Yeah, it's got really good effects. It's got some good performances by your key people. Everyone else kind of whatever. The cast is really fucking good with just the choices they made. And you don't really expect Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum to have the charisma they do, but it's really kind of fun. My big thing was, again, the first half of the movie just feels so all over the fucking place. You're just jumping A to B to learn so much, to meet so many people that way when they kill them, you can care. But again, once it gets later into the film and just starts doing what it does, it's very enjoyable.
Well, there you have it. That's Independence Day. If you have any strong feelings about the movie or the show, leave it in the comment section below.
Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons. Hit that little bell icon too, so you know next time we got another one of these brewing.
Get out there, follow us on all our different social medias. We got that Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit. Give us a listen, y'all. And if you don't, we'll nuke your space anus.
Hell, we might even go as far as just punch you in the side of the head.
Welcome to Earth.